Morning everyone. Today we are talking about basil and I'm going to show you my history and what I went through with basil. First, I've started off with the little babies right there, and it has always grown into these fabulous trees. I also have the purple basil right here, which I'm getting ready to propagate and put out in the garden. So we're going to see that. Now, I like to grow basil as a companion plant. Here you can see I have it with asparagus. I've rooted it in some water. I have it with the parsley there. And I'll show you some other places where I have it as well. Check out the little gecko hanging out on the leaves, looking for bugs. They love it too. I also grow it in the chives and the gynura plant. Now here is a plant I dug up and I'm getting ready to propagate it. Right there I'm showing you where I cut in between the praying hands, and that's where you get your best root, to get it started with growing. Another whole plant. Here is my two hands, and it already started producing there, so I'm going to go right about an inch or two above, and I'm going to cut this piece right here. Now that piece produced, you see how I chopped it up, but when I put it in the garden, it produced this beautiful new plant. Cold out here. I am going to, the leaves are probably bitter because when it goes to flower like this, it usually dulls the flavor of the leaves, so they're probably bitter. But I am going to pick all of the branches. I'm just going to cut them away, and I don't see any more bumblebees. Usually the cold also kills the pollinators, and I left this here to help the pollinators because they can't find any sustenance when it gets cold like this. Okay, I've cut the whole basil plant away. I'm gonna wrap that, and I'm not gonna extract any of the leaves because they are bitter. They do look beautiful though, but once they flower, I found that the taste is really bitter, so it's not even worth harvesting those leaves. I've been harvesting all summer long, so I've got plenty of frozen and dry basil leaf, so I really want the seeds. Hopefully they will dry out and I can preserve them. I even found some peppers that are still growing on the vine. I don't know if they will survive the frost, but I'm going to cover them and see what happens. Oh, I am going to take some of the smaller cuttings and I'm going to take them in and put them in water and let them start rooting so that I can try to grow basil through the winter. That's a new one for me, but we'll see what happens. I'll show you guys. I also bought some cuttings in. I bought some older stems that already have started to turn brown. That means they're getting like woody. And I also bought some pretty young cuttings in to see if they would root at this time of the year. And I can start my basil indoors for the winter. I don't know if it's gonna work. I've never tried to grow basil in the winter or in the colder weather, but I washed my basil, rinsed it off, and I'm waiting to see if it'll grow, take root. Then I'll put it in some soil and keep it indoors under some grow lights till it's time to plant it back outside. I'm probably gonna pinch that away. And I'll let you know, keep you updated on what happens with that. Here I'm showing you where I harvested basil throughout the summer, and I would put it in the dehydrator, you know, pick the leaves off of all of the stems, and I would put it in a secured bag and crush it. And that way I had fresh dried bagel. I guess it's not fresh, but dried basil. I said bagel. Basil for the year, because you don't really need a lot. You can put it on pizza. Here I put it in a sauce. So many things you can put basil on, but this is fresh basil. I just chopped it up. Okay, the cold weather is upon us. It's time to harvest and collect our seeds, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm just giving you an idea of the okra, the coneflower, and the basil that I was able to collect seeds from. Okay, this is what the okra looks like when it's dried out, and you collect the seeds. Just keep them in a nice cool dry place. I usually put mine in the brown envelopes. This is the coneflower that I collected. It dried out, and it's real easy to pull the seed from as well. And then this is that basil plant that I let one dry, and that's how you get the seeds out of them. They're very small. You have to really take it apart. Just put them in a bag and you know, rub the bag together, and all the seeds will be released from there. They're very tiny. Let me see. So, oh, my nails are dirty. Ooh, I'm out in the garden. I have an excuse. And yeah, and they'll come off just like that. That's why I want the other basils to dry out, flowers to dry out, so I can collect the seed for the, you know, after the first frost and after the last frost. I always say that. Then I can plant and get lots of basil, and mine grow like freaking trees or bushes, so they'll provide good cover crop, and you'll get nice harvests all throughout the summertime if you plant your own. Couple of a couple of seeds, and you're good to go. That's it, guys. I hope you like, subscribe, hit that notification button. I'll see you on the next video. Who knows what it's going to be about, but I hope you'll join me, and I wish you love and light.